interesting statistic. This number is very good from, in USA, I'll just say Windows, and then there's Linux. Percentage of people in USA who have touched a Windows computer. I think it's something close to 90%. I mean, my mother has never used a computer. All right, so, but if you look at the entire population, right, and she's actually touched my computer. So that's why I'm saying, in general, most people have touched either this or this. There may be some overlap. Something like this, where this is 5, and this is 85. In other words, most Windows people have not touched an Apple. But most Apple people started with a PC and then they moved to an Apple. So together here, all of this together, this is 95%. So I'm saying there's 5% out there that never touched anything. This is my mother. Okay, that's my mother there. But some people, maybe 3%, have done Linux. And I want to go something like this. Because I met some people who tried Linux. They also, everyone that I met, also knew PC, also knew, it's like right here. It's like 3%. Anyway, that's about 3%. Did you know about Linux? Do you know, what is Linux? Okay, that means it's time for the next thing.
I think they haven't eaten their first one.
Oh, they haven't eaten? Oh, all right. That's fine. Ah, where are we at now? Oh, we're good with that. Good. Okay, so we got another reset. In 10 minutes, we should introduce the first brain bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I have to remember this. Now, the reason I talk about this, it's like Apple, Windows, this is a tool. I will not give this certificate to anyone who has not touched an Apple. You have to at least touch an Apple. So, I'm hoping, that's why I brought this thing. I want to have some time for you to explore, and I need to find out, we are leaving this room. Did he say it was 1:05? We must be out. Okay, 1:05. However, I heard that this building is open until 6. Right? And so afterwards, I'm going to, be around. We have to remove this material, and it will be in Dr. Gilberto's office, but we can get to it. So if it's easier for you to come and sit with the computer, it'd be nice. I mean, I wanted to come here to remove all of these and move the chairs. So then we could have a circle, and then we could pass each tool. Because I want you to actually feel and look at a tool and say, I know what this is for. Eventually, you will have that ability. And perhaps the easy way to do that is to have one-on-one sessions. It's hard in a lecture to really learn this way. Do you want to know where the brain bar is? Mm-hmm. It's in the orange. Oh, yeah. Okay. in the United States, this was in 2009. There was this split. People who have Apple and the people who have Windows. Now this is dropping a little bit and this is going up. So Apple is becoming more useful. So this is why I think it's not necessary to know about Apple, but to get the certificate, you have to know about Apple. And I can introduce you to Apple this way. It's funny, we've been talking about tools. Is sugar or food a tool for the instructional technologist? Can we use food to improve learning in the students? How can we use food?
You mean that's a reward system?
It could be a reward. Why not? Okay. I know that to keep the student at the school, sometimes I give food because he says he's hungry. No, I teach in a place where most of the students receive free lunch. So it's not a high income, it's a low income area. So this is one of my resources, food. What happens when sugar goes in the body? What's that? Energy. Yes, yeah. Okay, so one of the positive things is that there is energy. Okay, let's be Ben Franklin, right? What's something that also happens when you give someone sugar? Oh, distraction. Very good. Okay. If we have more time, we have a big discussion and very good. But the point is, I want to show you what happens when, instead of sugar, you give something called omega-3. This is inside the almond, those nuts. Okay, so I have been manipulating your brains. It is the art of changing your brain. This is the title of a book. The art of changing your brain. This is the new definition of being a teacher. If someone comes into this room and leaves and they cannot find a change in the brain, I need to go back to learn to be a teacher. I need to do something to you to make you change. Something has to change here. In addition, what is the impact of protein on the brain? Have you just learned about this? The easy way for me is, it is a form of energy, but it's a very slow one. Functions better. Function better. Here, and then I want more. So unfortunately, one of the, in addition to distraction, they now have brain studies that the same area, when you eat, if you only see some sugar, anticipation. If you see Coca-Cola, it's the same place for cocaine. It is that powerful. Because we know what happens if you take a little cocaine, you want more, you want more. Oh, it sounds like sugar. So when I ask my students, what will you take? It's time for break now. Okay, what? I've got to go and get a Coca-Cola. I must have a soda. Now, how can I tell them no? Because that's what they're a user. So in my classes, I have gradually been giving them things like this. A little bit of almond, right? And because we are adults, and because Mario knows how much this costs, he's making some very small pieces of something we call the brain bar. I'm going to eat one first, so then you see that it's safe. Wouldn't that have been smart?
He would have been.
Oh,
He didn't do it.
Well, everybody has a napkin, and then they can break off a small piece. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to do it in the front, and now we would allow for 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that'll be nice for people to move around. Right. That's right. The other thing is, a magnificent mind. A magnificent mind. I want this in the Spanish version so you guys can give it to all your students. A magnificent mind. He recommends 3 things. When you want to increase blood going to your brain. This is a good thing. When blood goes to your brain, healthy brain, you can see opportunities when you have blood going to your brain. If there is a tiger over there, or a large bear, adrenaline, right? If adrenaline is in my body, it pulls the blood from my brain to go to my muscles. My brain has only 1 or 2 things to think about. My brain is not, in that moment, 100% available. It's only protecting the body. Yeah, you move those legs, right? Push in front. You feed the bear. Good, yes. So what this guy says is brain, flow, blood. If you take blood away, this is a bad activity. If you read your email randomly, just everything coming in, something from my mother, something from university, something from an advertisement, something, you're pulling yourself in many directions. Bad for the brain. Each morning I open up and I put in three words. I find out what I'm working on with Mario. I find out what my wife wants me to do, and I listen to my sister because my mother's in hospital. All of the rest are for tonight because I start my day out with a list. That's the second thing. This guy recommends you start every day with a list. These are 4 things I'm doing today. Anything I do today has to be connected to those things. As long as I'm eating food now, I'm thinking about what's happening. I'm taking telephone calls about these 4 things. Anything else? If you get a random telephone call, if it's from Mario, I take it. If it's not from Mario, may I take your number? I will call you back. I'm in a meeting right now. This is good for my brain. As an instructional technologist, I'm using the resources and the processes, because I now understand how the brain works, I need to change the process. And so I'm showing this to my students. Okay. I check for my email for my students. Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's my job. I'm supposed to check for the students. Good. Okay. He also recommends food for the brain. Certain kinds of food increase blood. Certain kinds of food that are in here. And so what I'd like to invite you to do you have a kitchen in this place? Do they have a knife? Can we send someone to get a knife? That would be really smart. Downstairs or something like that? I think, will that be something you could just run and find?
Where should I go?
I don't know. Or let me do a test. Okay, I'm just going to test something here. Grab this. Open it up.